Good evening. Welcome to day one of your 7-day fast track. And I thank you so much for being on here. This week is all about you learning the Shibboleth program. Now, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to have a program overview. So we're just going to overview the program. And then tomorrow night at this same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have a webinar about simple food combining. Just some different things that you can put together, because I really want y'all to understand that. But honestly, I truly believe that if you're brand new and you're wanting to start tomorrow, I truly believe you can lose 7 pounds in 7 days if you jump in and focus and do this program. And I've already got in the group a couple of meal plans in there that I generated on the the meal plan generator. I've got my meal plan that I did for the first 20 days. And let me tell you, it's no fancy meal plan or anything. It's just me winging it. But I lost 12.5 pounds in that time frame. I lost 9 pounds in my first week. So go back into the group. If you're in the Fast Track group, I've saved those posts. And if you're in the Second Chance group, I've saved those posts. Good, yeah, so just make sure you are in those groups. Your new member Fast Track group and the Second Chance group. They're the exact same thing. It just kind of depended on how you got into the group from a renewal email or new email, but they're exactly the same thing. So you really only need to be a member of one of them, okay? But tonight we're going to do a program overview. So welcome to Shibboleth. I'm Kim Danke. I started Shibboleth this year. In April of this year, I decided that I needed to go back down. I'd gotten to 185.5. That was half a pound from my highest weight. And I said, no, you're not getting to that highest weight. And so I contacted a friend who I'd been seeing post on Facebook about something that she was doing. So I called her up, and she informed me that she had just lost 86 pounds in 6 months. So I asked her to tell me all about it, and she did. I thought it made sense. So I thought, I am going to do this. And I am the type person to scour a website. So I got onto myshibboleth.com. I clicked on every tab. I clicked on every link. I read every document from the first word to the last word. And you know what? When you do that, you learn the program. You learn the program, no problem at all. And then I went up to the Shibboleth store just to check it out, since I happened to be close enough to one that I could do that. Now, mainly this is an online program. It's just that here in Georgia, we just happen to have 2 stores. So I went and bought one of them. And I started on April 10th, and in my first week, I lost 9 pounds. In the first month, I lost 18.5 pounds, which was 10% of my body weight. And if you lose 10% of your body weight and you've journaled for 30 days and you've done your profile, passed your test, took the test, passed the test, and earned the badge, then you get one of those pink t-shirts if you're a lady. You get the white Shibboleth t-shirt if you are a man. So we've got that, and I earned that, which was great. And in 3 months to the day, I got to my I lost 35.5 pounds, and I got to what I set as my goal weight. I set my goal weight to be 150 pounds. I set it to be 150 pounds because I really hadn't been 150 pounds in, a long time. I'd kind of done things over the years to get down a little bit lower, but I hadn't been 150 in a while. So I just thought 150 sounded good to me. And so I did 150. Well, after that, I went into our maintenance program. Actually, it took me about 2 weeks to go into maintenance because I was terrified to have holidays. But we all can know y'all know how that feels after you get going and everything, if you aren't already in that mode. But it took me about 2 weeks to decide that I could have some holidays. And so in maintenance, y'all listen, this program is so awesome. In maintenance, I lost another 15 pounds. Actually, I lost 14.5 pounds. So I got to 49.5 pounds lost. I didn't even know I had 50 pounds to lose. That was crazy. I didn't have a clue. And then I really kind of quit worrying about that other half a pound because my original goal wasn't to lose the 50 anyway. but just last week I lost to 50 pounds, and then I lost another pound. I mean, so this program works, and I'm taking all of my available holidays. And when you're in maintenance, you do have more holidays than you do in weight loss, okay? So we're gonna do a quick overview tonight. And I'm an applier, but I just wanna know the basics of what I need to do. I'm boiling it down. I'm boiling it down to what it is you need to do. But this week, if you're new, I need you to watch Travis's daily doses. And the way that this group works is I have 7 days worth of posts, and it's going to be a YouTube video of me showing you how to use parts of the website and telling you what your assignment is, and it's also going to be written out in that post. If you take it seriously and do it, you'll learn this week how to do Shibboleth. You could jump in tomorrow on how to do Shibboleth and start your 7 pounds lost in 7 days, okay? So I would love for you to do that. Follow one of the meal plans that I have in there if you need to. Just jump in. Okay, so I want you to text some words. If you can't right now because you're on your phone, that's okay. It's going to be in one of the posts later this week. But if you'll text Kimmy to 31996, and if you'll text Travis and my Jason, they have to be texted separately. And the way my Jason works is no space between my and Jason. Okay. Oh, Diana says that she's starting Jason's 1-week challenge tomorrow. Hey, that's great. That's really going to get you a great jump start. That is awesome. But I'm old school, so I'm using a flip chart. I hope y'all don't mind. Now, one of the things that I think helped me in Shibboleth is that I'm just a rule follower. If Travis said to do it, I just did it. I didn't question it. I didn't ask questions. I just did it. I figure that if Travis has been doing this for 20 years and that he's lost 100 pounds and he's kept it off for all this time, then he knows what he's talking about. Who am I to question what he's doing? So I just am doing it, okay? So there are 2 modes in Shibboleth, weight loss or maintenance. We're actually transitioning the word maintenance to wellness, but just for this purpose, we're gonna call it maintenance. You are in weight loss mode if you have not hit your goal weight yet. If you've never earned your victory badge, because once you hit your goal weight, if you've told the computer, if you've told the website what your goal weight is, it'll keep track of it for you. If you've never hit your goal weight and earned your victory badge, then you're just in the weight loss mode. Make sure that you mark that in your profile. Okay, there's a place to edit your profile, and tomorrow I'm going to show you how to do that in one of the little YouTube videos, okay, that'll be posted. I try to keep this Facebook group real clean, so there's not going to be a lot of extra posts in there that you have to kind of find your way through. It's going to be me posting, and if somebody needs something, they may post, but then every week I clean it out and start over. You're going to get the bulk of your support from 2 other groups, and I'm going to tell you about those in the end, okay? There are 2 types of days in Shibboleth. Perfect day or a holiday. It's that simple. You're either having one or the other. In 1 month, we are allowed up to 6 holidays when you are in weight loss, and you are allowed up to 12 holidays when you are in maintenance. Okay, so we have 6 days in the month that we can do whatever we wanted to, and as long as those other days are truly perfect days, you are going to lose a lot of weight. You're going to lose it quickly, and you're going to love it, okay? And then once you get into maintenance, you can have up to 12 holidays. Think about that. That is almost half the month that you could truly do what you wanted to do. And as long as those other days are truly perfect days, this is the key, those other days need to be truly perfect days, not just okay days, then you will maintain your weight loss. And in my case, I continue to lose weight. And it really depends on when I have my holidays. If I've gotten myself a really good string of what we call efficient fat burning days, then I'm losing weight. But if I'm not getting me a good string of EFB days because of the way I'm having my holidays, then I'm just maintaining my weight loss. But right now, I'm assuming everybody in this group is in weight loss. So we're going to talk about just 6 holidays in a month. So if you give us those 24 to 25 perfect days in the month, then you're going to lose weight. But think about this. You started a weight loss program because you were in some type of pain. You were either in some type of discomfort physically or emotionally, maybe both if you've got a lot of weight that you're really trying to get rid of. So you already came into this knowing that you were going to have to make some sort of change, okay? Now, here's the great thing about Shibboleth. You make the change till you get to your goal. Once you get to your goal, you get up to 12 holidays. You are living this as a lifestyle. It's not a diet, okay? So you're living it as a lifestyle from the beginning. You just have to do things a little bit differently when you're in weight loss than in maintenance. And I hope that makes sense to everybody. So there are 5 components to a perfect day. This right here is what I filter every decision that I make through in a day. I just use this as my filter. So you're going to want to drink enough water every day. We're going to talk about how much in a minute. You're going to want to journal your food every day. You're going to eat in the proper combinations. You do that in order to control blood sugar. You control insulin that way, okay? You're going to eat in properly portioned meals, and you're going to eat in a proper timing, but also with the timing, you are going to eat like 3 meals a day, and then we're going to talk about the other things that you could possibly have in a moment of weakness if you needed it, okay? So it takes 2 perfect days to get into my 3 favorite letters, EFB, efficient fat burning. So when you are journaling in your website, based on what you have entered, the information is going to translate over to your weekly timing chart. Your weekly timing chart for your first perfect day is going to have a green check. For your second perfect day, it's going to have another green check. Now, for your third perfect day, it's going to have a flame. So it's your third perfect day, but it's your first day in EFB. Efficient fat burning. Now, there's something amazing about Shibboleth. We in Shibboleth know the secret to losing weight, and it's getting ourselves into efficient fat burning. Now, that's by controlling insulin. That's by using MCT oil instead of other oils. That's by strategizing our holidays. So we know how to do this, and it is absolutely amazing. Well, Jackie, thanks for joining. I'm glad you can get back started right here. That's awesome. Okay, so you want to string, though. You want to string as many efficient fat-burning days together as you can, because that's where you're going to be losing great amounts of weight, okay? Component number 1 of the Shibboleth Shield is to drink water. You need to have at a minimum 64 ounces of water. That is 4 regular 16-ounce water bottles. Just drink 4 water bottles. If you're trying to get to your gallon, which is highly recommended, then you're going to want to drink 8 of those. Now, here's the thing about that. I want to tell you something about this water. This water is absolutely your friend. Water is your friend in weight loss because it is what you go to if you're hungry. And, you know, it actually keeps you from getting hungry if you're drinking all your water. So in maintenance, there's been a couple of times where I haven't gotten enough water in, and I can tell. So I just kind of go right back to exactly what I know I should be doing. So make sure that you get a minimum of 64 ounces in, but your goal is a gallon, all right? Now, I'm a stickler. I don't say 63.5 is going to make me a perfect day. I'm going to get that other half an ounce in there. If you're going to do it right. Don't start cheating yourself and cheating the program, because when you do that, people end up throwing their hands up in the air and say, this thing doesn't work. Well, guess what? We know it works. It definitely works. And it's the easiest thing that you're going to find that you'll do that you could sustain for life. Because something that you start and can't stick with for the rest of your life is just a waste of your time, energy, and effort and money, because you're going to spend a lot more on other things than Shibboleth. So just don't cheat the program. So at least get in your half a gallon of water, which is 64 ounces, okay? And then component number 2 of a perfect day is to journal your food. You even journal on a holiday. So the first thing you're going to do when you're journaling, you're going to tell your journal whether you're having a perfect day or a holiday. And then you're going to journal in your food and what you're eating. Now, part of that is because it helps you to eat mindfully rather than mindlessly. So a lot of us have done some unconscious eating, and we don't want to do that anymore. So we just need to eat mindfully, and journaling your food helps you to eat mindfully. The other reason you journal your food is because in the beginning, it helps you learn, okay, so I've put this lean protein in with this fibrous carb. That's a category 1 and a category 2, and we're required to put that information in there. So it just helps us learn the program. After you have been doing this for a few months, you're not even going to think about what food is considered. You're going to know it. I mean, you're going to think a little bit more in the beginning, but you're going to learn this and you're going to know it, and you're not going to have to put any thought into it at all. See, now I don't even think about it. I just am doing it. So you have to think a little bit about it more in the beginning, but after it becomes your new normal, then you are just living it, okay? Category 3 of having a perfect day is eating properly combined meals. And again, we're just trying to control the fat bus. The fat bus is a real thing. The fat bus is insulin. And so we want to make sure that we eat in properly combined meals. I'm going to revisit this one in a few minutes. See, the other 2 didn't take. Y'all can start that tomorrow. Y'all can start journaling tomorrow if you're not already journaling, and you can start your water tomorrow if you're already journaling. You can even start this tomorrow too, because we're going to give you some easy examples. But don't wait a week to get started. Just go ahead and jump in. Component number 4 of a perfect day is eating properly portioned meals. So you're going to eat your meals from a smaller plate. Eat them from a 6 to 8 inch plate. And really, if you're using an 8 inch plate, it's going to be the center part, not the rim, okay? But eat from a 6 to 8 inch plate, and you're going to use the 2-hand rule. You put your hands together like that, as close as you can get them, and you just lay it down over your food. And as long as you don't have food sticking all out around your hands, then you are going to have a properly portioned meal. And it should not be any thicker than the thickest part of your hand either, okay? So that's kind of how you portion control. Now, here's the awesome thing. I am not a calorie counter. I am not a weigher. I am not a measurer of food. So the fact that I just put my food on a smaller plate and cover it up and make it no thicker than that, I absolutely love the way that we portion control, because it just makes it really, really easy, and I can do that absolutely anywhere that I go. One of the reasons that we portion control is because obviously we are trying to lose excess body weight, body fat that we don't need. So 1 pound of fat has 3,500 calories in it. So in order to lose a pound of fat, we need to get into a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories. So we need to portion control. We can't just be eating properly combined foods, but just eat as much as we want to of that. No, you have to put all the components together. So you put together the properly combined meal with the portion control, and that helps us get into that calorie deficit of 3,500 calories, okay? And component number 5 is timing. Now, this is the one that if you don't get the exact timing in, this is not going to throw you off of having a perfect day. Now, the other 4 will. The other 4, water, journal, properly combine, and properly portion, will. This one won't throw you off of having a perfect day if you don't quite get the timing in just right, because we all have different schedules, and we want this to work for everybody. But this is for optimization. You'll want to do this. So within an hour or 2 of waking up, you're going to want to eat breakfast. You're breaking your overnight fast. You are feeding your metabolism. And then you're going to eat lunch about 4 to 6 hours later. And then you're going to eat dinner about 4 to 6 hours later. Now tell yourself that right now. Say, you know what, when I wake up, I'm going to eat breakfast. And then lunch, I'm going to eat about 4 to 6 hours later. And then dinner, I'm going to eat about 4 to 6 hours later. How reasonable does that sound? That sounds very reasonable. That if we can do that, we can do 3 meals a day. So the point of timing is to not be grazing. See, grazing is smothering our metabolism. It is not fueling our metabolism. It is killing our metabolism. So you want to do 3 meals a day, basically breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Think of it like this: breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit. You can sit down and thank Him for those 3 meals that He has given you that day. Okay? And then we've got something. So I kind of add something else right here in the timing. The reason I add this in with the timing is because this is the part where I think through my shibboleth shield on some of these things. Now, in weight loss, and if you truly want to lose weight and you want to lose it quick, then breakfast, lunch, and dinner is really what you should be doing, and using your water throughout. But we do have some other things if you need them, and we do call this in a moment of weakness, because you probably don't truly need them, but they are allowed if you need them. And here's the other thing: it's better to do these than to throw your hands up in the air and say, I'm starving, let me eat a bag of chips. It's better to go to an approved option, okay? And you won't come out of EFB for doing it either. But because you added some extra calories, it may slow down the process. So that's why that is not really that great, okay? So we have freebies. And freebies, there is a big long list of freebies in the food library. You go to the food library, on the right-hand side is going to be this long little list of links. You click on freebies and just kind of go through there and look and see which freebies appeal to you, because different freebies appeal to different people. So dill pickles is a big one for a lot of people. I don't eat dill pickles, so it wasn't for me. Egg whites is a big one for people. Sugar-free Jell-O is one for people, that kind of thing. I actually like one of my freebies is a drink. It's apple cider vinegar limeade. It just gives you that flavor that maybe you're looking for, and it gives you the benefits of apple cider vinegar, and it doesn't have any calories in it, so it's delicious. Then we have a thing called an extra, and an extra it has to be approved, okay? So again, there's a list of those in the food library. So click on extras and just go through there and see which ones you would consider extras that you like. But they're like 70 to 80 calories, something like that. But it still is, we've still looked at it to make sure that it would work within the program and not bring an insulin release, okay? So I use Coco Ringa for an extra some days. It's 70 calories. And then a snack again would have to be approved. There's multiple snacks listed in the food library, and the snack is no more than 200 calories. Now, but think about this. Let's say you ended up eating some freebies that totaled maybe 30 calories, and then you had an extra that was about 70 calories. That's 100 calories, okay? Then you ate a snack that's 200 calories. That's 300 calories. So if you think about the fact that we're trying to get into a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories, and you've just added 300 to your day, then you can see how you are slowing down the process to losing that weight. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. So honestly, if you are needing to make it between breakfast and lunch, you get a little hungry, just go guzzle your water. Do that. It's going to fill you up. It's going to make you feel satisfied, and hopefully you can make it to your lunch, okay? And then do the same thing between lunch and dinner. But if you can't, the next thing you'd go to is maybe your freebies, okay? Try not to get to the extra or the snack. Try not to have to get there. And I hope y'all understand why and the explanation I just gave. Okay, so we're revisiting component number 3, which is properly combined meals. So in order to know how to eat properly combined meals, you have to learn the 7 food categories. Category 1 is a lean protein. Category 2 is a fibrous carb. Category 3 is an energy carb. Category 4 is a protein plus fat. Category 5 is an antioxidant carb or fruit. And then category 6 is superfood, and category 7 is shellfish, which is actually a lean protein. Okay, so we're going to talk about these real quick. Do you see this number 1, lean protein? And you see this number 7, shellfish? They're the exact same thing. Okay, they're lean proteins. It's just that we've pulled shellfish off because some people are allergic and some people, due to biblical reasons, do not want to eat shellfish. So those are just separated out. That's how they ended up at the end, because all those other categories were already created. So that's how that ended up there at the end. Okay, but category 1 is a lean protein. Category 7 is a lean protein as well. Okay. Category 2 and category 3, there's a lot of vegetables or in those 2 categories, but not all vegetables respond the same way in your body. So the ones that bring more of an insulin release are category 3, energy carbs, and the ones that are just really, really fibrous and they don't bring an insulin release, they're excellent for us, they're in a category 2. The other really awesome thing about category 2s is that we have over 60 approved bread or bread type items in the category 2 fibrous carb category. What's great about that too is the fact that these particular breads, and it is very brand specific, so you'll want to make sure you've checked the food library to make sure that you get the right one. A lot of things on Shibboleth are brand specific, because what's happened is the team has found out which items have enough protein and enough fiber in it to really, your body reacts to it more like a green bean than it does a bread. So that's why the particular things that we've picked can fit in that fibrous carb category. Now, category 4 is protein plus fat. It's an excellent protein. It just happens to have fat in it, where the lean protein and the shellfish don't really have any fat in it, okay? So you just have to treat that a little bit differently. Your antioxidant carb is all your fruit is there. And then your superfoods, this is where you get your nuts and seeds, your nut butters. This is where you get avocado, hummus, and all those kind of things. All your darker colored beans are in there. And then your lighter colored beans are in this energy carb right here. All your peas, all your potatoes, things like that are in your energy carb. Now, this is if you are just getting started on Shibboleth, or if you are getting a restart on Shibboleth, I want you to write down all the foods that you like to eat and that you eat on a regular basis. You're then going to go look those up in the food library, and you're going to write down next to your foods that you like to eat which categories they are, because it's important to know the categories of the foods that you like, because on Shibboleth, you don't have to eat anything that you don't like. And I love that, because there's certain things I don't want to eat. I don't have to eat them. But in fact, Shibboleth actually brought food back into my life, because I had been reading what was good for me, what was bad for me, and not eating certain things. And, you know, when Travis first said, you're going to need to forget everything that you thought you knew about nutrition and just start doing this program, when he told me that, I kind of embraced that, and it brought back certain foods into my world. And I feel like I'm getting more of a variety on Shibboleth than I was before. And before, I was just getting bigger and was not having a variety of food. And now I get a variety of food, I just do the right things with it now. So I rode around in the car and would go, category 1, lean protein, category 2, fibrous carb, category 3, energy carb, category 4, protein plus fat, category 5, fruit, category 6, superfood, category 7, shellfish. You want to memorize that. You want to have it so in your mind and your heart that you don't even think about it. See, then one day when you walk by a person's plate in a restaurant, you're going to look at their plate and go, ooh, that's a 4 and a 3 together. Not good. You know, it'll be automatic once you started memorizing it and living this as your lifestyle. So then you're going to need to learn the rules of combining. Thankfully, we have a chart, okay? So you're going to familiarize yourself with the chart. I prefer the advanced combination chart, and right above the daily doses, so in your yellow tab on your website, there is called daily doses. You click there. Right above there, there are 10 blue buttons, which are links to different things that you're going to want to familiarize yourself with. In fact, I highly suggest that you open each one, And you're going to want to print most of them. A lot of people will 3-hole punch them, put them in a binder, but the phase 1 foundation book is 66 pages long. So if you don't want to print that, just read it on your phone or your computer, okay? But I did read it. I didn't just ignore it. I did read it. I just didn't print it. So those things you're going to want to open up. But that advanced food combination chart was my favorite. That's the one I used. And it has 3 columns, a blue column, a yellow column, and a red column. And I kind of lived in that red and yellow column in weight loss. And then I kind of ventured out into the blue column every once in a while now in the lifestyle. But they're all great fat burning. It's just that the blue column, it's like you're taking the scenic route to your destination. Where if you live over in that red column, then it's like you're taking the Concorde to Europe. Okay, you're just like a supersonic speed. So there's a lot of combinations, and that's the advanced food combination chart that I was talking about. But tonight and tomorrow night and this week, and my food that I ate for the first 20 days in Shibboleth, that is just going to be very, very simple, okay? So you want to be able to branch out later on, but there's no reason not to keep it simple in the beginning, just so that you can have some great success in the very beginning. I'm going to go back to the page before because I want to talk about some things. I want you to know, I'm going to boil this down real easy, real simple and basic. I want you to know the ones that you can eat by themselves, and I want you to know the ones that you never eat by themselves, and if you do want to eat those, how to eat them. Okay, so a lean protein, you can eat that by itself if you need to. The reason I say that is because let's say that from some reason you hadn't been able to go to the grocery store, and the only thing you have in your refrigerator is a piece of chicken. Then you really could go cook a piece of chicken and eat it and have a properly combined meal. You didn't even have to combine it. You could eat that, and then you go to your grocery store and run, you know, tomorrow or the later or whatever. So you can eat lean protein by itself if you want to. You can eat fibrous carbs by themselves if you want to. Your energy carb, never eat it by itself, okay? Category 4 protein plus fat. You actually can eat that by itself if you want to. Now, it's not optimal. Optimal is to eat it with a category 2 fibrous carb, but you can eat it by itself. The reason that's important is because I actually have I have a full-time job as well as Shibboleth too. And I go to a lot of luncheons and things like that. And sometimes I go to those luncheons, and if there's a piece of meat there, but they have nothing else that I can eat, I will eat the meat by itself. So I can eat that protein plus fat by itself. Antioxidant carbs or fruit, never eat them by themselves when in weight loss, okay? Once you get into maintenance, you may have fruit by itself as a snack, but we just have to treat it a little bit differently in weight loss. Superfood, you can eat it by itself. 7, shellfish, you can eat it by itself. So look at this. Only category 3 and 5 do you not want to eat by themselves. You can eat all those other ones by themselves if you wanted to, okay? Now, let's say that you want to eat a potato. So first of all, you're going to have a reasonably sized potato, not the ones that are size of your hand, okay? You're going to have a reasonably sized potato, about 1/4 cup, and I call these a must and an and. You must pair it with a category 1 lean protein and a fibrous carb, category 2 fibrous carb. So it's a category 1 and 2 and 3. That's a perfectly combined meal. Still use your portion control. Your meat can be under here. Put some, I'm just going to use broccoli. Put some broccoli here and some potato here. Cover it up, and you're good to go. Let's say you want to have some fruit. If you want to have some fruit, let's say you want to have some berries, have about 1/4 cup of berries, and do a Thomas Light 100-calorie English muffin with some egg whites or some yogurt, or make yourself an egg white spinach omelet with your fruit. So that might be a properly combined meal. The other thing is you don't want to eat a 6 and a 4 together, because 6 has a little bit more of an opportunity to bring an insulin release. So you don't want to eat it with a 4. And just never eat your fours, your protein plus fat with your energy carb, and don't eat your fours with your fruit. So for example, whole eggs are fours. You're not going to eat that with fruit, okay? So just don't do that. And then like category 3, let's say you're at a steakhouse and you're going to order steak and potato. That has been a big, people order that all the time. It's a death plate, don't order it. Category 3, you don't want to eat those together, okay? So it's really that simple. But if you look at the chart, have it on your phone as a picture so that you can easily access that. Save it as your home screen if you have to, so or your lock screen, so that you can see that the very first thing and you have easy access to it. But once you learn what you like, you're going to do similar things over and over again. You're going to use our recipe library. You're going to pull in different things. If anything that I'm saying is confusing in any way, just ask me, please, okay? Okay, so you're going to familiarize yourself with that chart, but you're going to keep it real simple in the beginning. We got our category 1 lean protein plus a category 2 fibrous carb plus MCT oil, and then a 7 plus 2 plus MCT, and throw in some meal replacements. That's going to be simple to get you started. Then you eventually start to branch out, okay? But that right there is going to help you keep it simple, simple, simple to begin with. You can see that's not hard. That's like putting some chicken breast and cauliflower on your plate. That's putting some shrimp and some broccoli on your plate. You know, these things aren't hard to do. So there are some other things that are really important. When you are eating a category 4, you as I mentioned earlier, you actually can eat it by itself, but it's preferable and it's optimal to eat it with a category 2 fibrous carb, okay? And then if you eat a category 3 or a 5, you must eat it with a 1 and a 2. And when you're in a restaurant, you have to consider all meat a category 4, protein plus fat. So even if it's a piece of chicken that you would normally cook at home and it would be a lean protein, at a restaurant, it has to be considered a category 4 protein plus fat, because we don't know the oil that they cooked it in. And if they cooked fat into it, then you have a protein plus fat now, if they cooked fat into it. So this is really funny. My printer just started printing and I didn't actually print anything. So maybe my son is printing something from upstairs. Yep, something's printing. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about, because I just mentioned it on the previous page, is MCT oil. MCT oil is a medium chain triglyceride. This is so important. Now, this is something that I did not know, and I want to know. Y'all be ready to type in a second. I want to know, after I explain this to you, if you knew this too before Shibboleth, because some people on this group are already know this. But think back before Shibboleth. Did you know this about MCT oil? MCT oil is a medium chain triglyceride. And we highly recommend the Zero Drag MCT oil. It's 100% MCT oil. Whatever you do, if you're buying something that's not the Zero Drag brand, make sure that it says 100% MCT oil, that it doesn't have some other things blended in. So we're going to compare MCT oil to LCT oils. LCTs are long chain triglycerides. Long chain triglycerides, olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, things like that. Think back how many years you've been alive that you have been using canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, and you've been wondering why you could not lose weight. Well, guess what? You were never preparing your body to be in efficient fat burning. You weren't preparing your body. But guess what? You weren't preparing your body for it because you didn't know it. But now you do know it. So medium chain triglyceride burns up in the body like this. Okay, so in fact, when you're cooking it, because MCT oil burns up so quickly, when you're cooking it, you have to cook it on low to medium heat. Otherwise, it will set off your smoke detector, and you don't want to do that. So long chain triglycerides They take forever to burn up, forever. So think about this. You have eaten some long-chain triglyceride fats, and they're in your body. They're going around in your body. And you need to expend some energy. Your body is always going to go to the fastest source of energy. Well, if it's got some long-chain triglycerides in there that it's still working on, it's going to access that easy form of energy. Okay? So now you know, I'm not going to use LCT oils anymore. I'm going to use MCT oil. So you use MCT oil. Part of what you're using to cook with is going to burn up in the pan, and you're not even actually going to get all of the calories and anything, but any that you ingested burns up quickly, and you don't, it has hardly any propensity to be stored on the body as fat, so it burns up like that. So you need to expend some energy. Think about this. This is just mind-blowing to me. You need to expend some energy. Well, is your body going to go to that, but you don't have a real fast source of energy for it, like the LCTs that you possibly had before. Guess what it gets to access now for energy? It gets to access stored fat that we don't want. That's how we get rid of fat. Okay, now Diana, she said that she did not know that, so I'm glad that we taught you something new for sure with that. Olive oil is actually good for you. Okay, it has some great properties, but it changes when you cook it. Okay, and once you get into maintenance, there's some ways that you can use olive oil. So it has some excellent properties. All right, so I don't want you to think that it's terrible, but in weight loss, we have to do some things differently. And honestly, I'm just going to use the MCT oil, but it does have some good health properties. It's just that you have to do some things differently when you're trying to accomplish a goal. And it does change when you cook it. So, but you know, that canola oil, vegetable oil, oleo, Crisco, all that kind of stuff, we don't want to use that. But just think about that. Think about the fact that you now know how to prepare your body to use stored fat rather than give it super fast energy that where it's never going to access stored fat, because you're using this MCT oil, it burns up, you don't have anything there for it to access quickly. It's going to have to work a little bit harder to access energy, and it's going to access stored fat, and you're going to be getting rid of that extra weight that you don't want. Isn't that awesome? Y'all tell me that's awesome. Oh, the other oils that you can use, the other cooking things that you can use is coconut oil. Coconut oil is 60% MCT oil, but it still has some LCTs in it, but it's 60% LCT oils. The other thing is ghee butter, and you might find that if you're making yourself an approved grilled cheese sandwich, you might want to use ghee butter so it has that butter flavor, that kind of thing. But ghee butter is used. A lot of people use their ghee butter to maybe cook shrimp scampi in, something like that. And then 0-calorie cooking spray obviously is okay as well. Okay, now this is this right here, this is something else that I bet you didn't know before Shibboleth either. This is another thing that's going to help prepare your body to get rid of excess unwanted body fat. Don't bring the fat bus, all right? Insulin is the fat bus. Now think about what a bus does. A bus goes around, it picks people up, and it takes them to their destination. And that's what it's supposed to do. So insulin is, okay, so I'm gonna tell you 4 things about insulin. Insulin increases your appetite. Once you have an insulin release, you are going to, it takes you out of efficient fat burning for 2 days, for 48 hours, okay? And then insulin, these are the 2 things that are huge, is a hormone. I didn't know insulin was a hormone before Shibboleth, but here's the 2 types of hormones that it is. It is a growth hormone. So after about 18 years of age, are any of us wanting to grow? Now, I'm going to say probably not, because we're not growing taller, we're growing wider, and that's not how we want to grow, okay? The other thing is insulin is a fat storage hormone. Do any of us have a desire to store fat? No. We want our essential fats, things like that, but we don't want to have excess unwanted body fat that we don't need, okay? So after we have an insulin release, you're gonna, and after basically after a holiday, it takes 2 perfect days, remember, to get back into EFB. Because what is happening during those 2 perfect days is your body is getting rid of insulin, it's getting rid of glycogen, sodium, and things like that. So that's got to all get cleared out of your body again so that you can be back into efficient fat burning. So don't bring the fat bus. Now, one of the ways that you bring the fat bus is by eating a potato by itself or fruit by itself, that kind of thing, because that's going to bring more of an insulin release. So think about this. Hold on, I'll make sure. Okay, this is one of the things that I love. It is so scientific. Think about that. I'm going to go back to that steak and potato plate at a restaurant. So that steak, all cuts of steak are a protein plus fat. So you've eaten that. You've got a little bit of extra fat running around in your body because of the nature of that food. But you've eaten a giant, because these potatoes at steakhouses aren't reasonably sized. You've eaten a giant potato with it. You're having a huge insulin release, okay? So remember what I said about insulin's job insulin's called the fat bus. And its job is to go around and pick up fat lipids. Just like a bus's job is to go around and pick up people and take them to their destination. Insulin's job, because it's a growth hormone and a fat storage hormone, its job is to go around and pick up those fat lipids and take them to their destination. Where's the destination? The destination is your booty or your stomach or under your arms or right here, where are all the places that you don't want it. We don't need to store fat. So now that you have the knowledge of that, just don't do it anymore. Just don't have those together, because you can properly combine meals and not have to worry about that. So after 2 days, you get back to perfect days again, and you get back into EFB. And then if you have a holiday, it takes 2 days to get back into EFB again. So those are some strategies right there. Some strategies are to think about what you want to eat and make sure that you are staying in EFB. So Diana, I believe you said earlier that you can't stick with it. Now, think about some of the things that I've said tonight are some of the things that I've said tonight, like the scientific part of it, not just you trying to white knuckle it, hanging on to it. Has the scientific part of what I've said tonight helped you at all kind of go, well, yeah, I can see where that makes sense, and I would want to stick with this so that I can prepare my body to efficiently lose weight, get rid of excess body fat. I hope that it did, because those scientific things is what kind of helped me know. Yeah, you're welcome. This is one of those things that helps me know and why I think I've been so successful at it. It's like, okay, well, now I know what to do. These are things I did not know what to do before, and you didn't either. But now you do know. So all we have to do is live it and do it. And here's the thing. We haven't excluded any macronutrients from this program. You can do all of them. So you can do all of them in a properly combined meal. So this is why this is so sustainable, because if any program that excludes that, you're probably not going to keep up with it for the rest of your life. And that's why Shibboleth is very sustainable. So let's see, did I make sure EFB, the fat bus, insulin, hormones? Y'all ask me any questions if you've got them. We're about finished. So everybody wants to know, what do I eat? What am I going to eat? Well, I'm going to tell you what. Have a few meal replacements ready, because it's just going to be easy sometimes just to have a meal replacement. I probably ate a lot of Mighty Muffins. If y'all look at what I ate in my first 20 days, I probably ate 20 Mighty Muffins. because they were easy. I enjoyed them, and you know, I just wanted to jump in and learn it. And now I'm not eating nearly as many Mighty Muffins, but that just the way it was in the beginning. And it helped me stay in EFB, and I successfully lost weight and enjoyed what I was eating. But this is really what you want to do. You want to make yourself a list of at least 10 lean proteins that you like. Make yourself a list of 10 fibrous carbs that you like. And then I really want you to take a pencil and you draw a line from one of these things that you think would taste good to the other one. So let's say you think lean protein, chicken breast and broccoli is going to taste good. Let's say that you think London broil and some bell peppers are going to taste good. Let's say that you think turkey breast and cauliflower is going to taste good. Just like you were in elementary school, just mix and match some of those things. Cook those lean proteins in some MCT oil, and you can have easy, quick, and perfect days. And then watch the Shibboleth websites and things like, not the websites, the Facebook page. You'll learn all kinds of little tips, tricks, recipes, things you want to try, and you can add those things in as well. I want to go back to something about the MCT oil real quick too. MCT oil, when you are cooking with it, if you are cooking one serving, and I'm just going to use chicken to keep it simple, you're cooking a piece of chicken, you use 1 tablespoon of MCT oil. If you're cooking for the family, and let's say you're cooking 4 servings of chicken, you can use 4 tablespoons of MCT oil. You may not want to use that much if you're cooking egg whites because you're just going to drown them. Just do a little bit in there, okay? But I want you to, I also use MCT oil in my recipes and stuff. And recipes that might have used to call for olive oil or canola oil and or vegetable oil, I use MCT oil in those as well. But right now, sometimes people hear me talk about how MCT oil is good for them, and they think they could just take it as a supplement, you know, like pour it in a tablespoon and just take it as a supplement. You're not going to do that. You're also not going to create bulletproof coffee with it. I don't even drink coffee, and I didn't know what bulletproof coffee was before Shibboleth, but because people ask me about it, I now do. So it's adding fat basically to your coffee. You're not going to do that either, because here's the thing. That 1 tablespoon of MCT oil has about 100 calories in it. Remember, we're trying to get into a 3,500 calorie deficit. So we're not going to take MCT oil just as a supplement, just for the heck of it. You use MCT oil for a purpose, and the purpose of that is cooking, okay? So make sure you use it for cooking. Some of those calories are going to burn up in cooking, and then otherwise they burn up very fast on the body. MCT oil is also thermogenic, so it's going to help you burn calories a little bit. And I want to talk about why the chicken and broccoli and MCT oil would be an excellent, excellent fat burning meal, because it takes about as many calories as you've ingested to actually burn that. And then you've got the MCT oil, which is in there, which is helping you burn some calories, because that's almost a negative calorie meal right there. So you're not taking in any extra calories with that meal, because the act of digesting it is going to take just as much of that. So that's why Travis calls that meal an exercise on a plate. Exercise on a plate. And I don't really like to exercise, so I'd rather have exercise on a plate. Okay, so I've got a question. So, Diana, with those products that you just asked me about, what you're going to need to do is take a picture of the front of the product and the nutrition label, and you're going to post it in the Shibboleth Fixed It group and ask. Because yes, if as long as it meets the qualifications, and Kim Shibboleth will look at that for you, as long as it meets the qualifications, yes, use those products up. If it doesn't meet the qualifications, I'd give it to somebody else or use it on a holiday. Okay, so you're going to mix and match those, and then you're just going to throw in a few meal replacements for some simplicity. We're all so very, very busy. So I will throw an oatmeal protein pie in my purse in the mornings, because if I end up at a luncheon and there's nothing there that I'm willing to eat, I'd much rather eat my protein pie than waste my calories on something that isn't good. Y'all think about that. Why would you waste your calories on something that isn't going to taste good in your mouth? Don't we a lot of times overeat because it just tastes good in our mouth? It's not like we sit around after we've overeaten something and thinking, Yay, I feel great. I feel great that I've just been gluttonous. We don't do that, but we like the way it tastes in our mouth. So think really hard about whether or not you're wasting your calories on something. Some of these meal replacements taste better than some of this food I've seen at a luncheon. Okay, so in Shibboleth, we have no lack of attempting to keep people on track, training people, teaching people, having challenges. You know, we really try hard to keep everybody on track, but you have to put forth a little effort. So this week, you're going to put forth some effort in this fast track group with the little assignments daily, okay? But after this week is up, you need to consistently make use of all of your resources, okay? So the Facebook groups are really, really important. In this, whether you're in the fast track group or the second chance group, look down into the posts, because I have the links of the 3 Facebook groups you're going to want to be a member of. Silver membership for sure, in the silver level members only. The Shibboleth Fixed It for sure. If you happen to be a gold level member, then you'll want to join that one as well. Gold level members have the option of learning about divine days. That's where you eat 100% clean, no genetically modified, all organic. And the other one is learning about intermittent fasting. The gold membership, listen, the gold membership is only $25 one time for life, as long as your silver membership doesn't lapse, okay? We have an amazing website. Now, a lot of people will say, there's just so much, I get confused. Well, just access the links that you need. You're going to want to look at your journal, and then you're going to go to the resources, recipes, and video tabs. Those are the ones that you're going to access the most, and just familiarize yourself with that. I like to save shortcuts on my phone, shortcuts on my computer, so I can easily access those things again very, very quickly. And then we have free mentor appointments. So as often as you need them, you can have a mentor appointment, and you schedule that at mentor.genbook.com. And you'll see the days and the times on there that you can schedule an appointment. And there's no reason not to utilize that. I highly suggest anybody that's getting started in this program to, once you've gone through this 1 week, and you have taken your test, taken your test and earned your first badge, passed the test and earned your badge, set yourself up a mentor appointment just to kind of clarify everything that you understand it all. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to get familiar with the people that you are going to be hearing answers from on the Facebook groups and all that kind of stuff, okay? So focus on this fast track for the first 7 days that we've got going right now, and let us know if you have any questions at all. Now, because I work another job, if you ask a question, if you message me, you might not get an answer very quickly, okay? So what I highly recommend that you do is to ask that in the Shibboleth silver level group, or if it's about a food item, ask it in the Fixed It group. By asking in those groups, you're going to get a multitude of answers, not just answers from me or answers from people who are new. You're going to get answers from people that have been in Shibboleth for years and years and years, and we have so many other people monitoring those groups, okay? So make sure you utilize those groups even in the very, very beginning. Do you guys have any questions for me? And I hope that y'all learned a lot. And tomorrow night, I do hope that you join me for the food combining webinar. Did y'all learn everything? Do you have any questions while we're here? Does anybody have any questions that I can help you with so that you can get started tomorrow? Because I honestly, truly believe that you can lose 7 pounds in 7 days if you get started tomorrow. Now, those of you that have been on the program a little while, you may not see 7 pounds in 7 days unless maybe you're doing a challenge or something like that. But those of you who have never gotten started on Shibboleth and you're getting started right now, I believe you could do that. Okay, Linda, yes, you may go back and watch this. And in fact, as soon as I get off right now, I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube and posting it in the group. So as long as you're in the fast track group or the other group, you'll be able to do that. Good night, Diana. You're welcome. I hope y'all have a great day. Oh, David, oh my goodness, that's awesome. He says he started last Monday and he's already lost 12 pounds. That is awesome. Congratulations. I mean, aren't you excited now that you know how to do this? See, to me, there's no reason to not stay on this program because it is the secret to weight loss. We know about the EFB and getting an efficient fat burning. We know about the MCT oil. We know about insulin. We know how to combine foods. I mean, we know how to do it. This is life. This is the information that you're going to need for the rest of your life right here. Congratulations, David. I'm excited. All right. Well, I can see people jumping off right here. I hope that y'all have a great time. Okay, Linda. Awesome, Linda. That is fantastic. 9 pounds in 2 weeks. Thank you, Andrea. And y'all are very, very welcome. I love doing this. I feel like I can help people by teaching them this program, and I enjoy every minute of it. Y'all reach out to me. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. But if I don't get to them right away, just know that I am working. And if you have a question you want answered right away, just ask it in the silver level group, okay? All right. Good night.